I didn't know anybody when I started in real estate. I did 75 transactions last year, however, 99% of which were from repeat and referral sources. So stick around right to the end of this video. I'm going to share with you my 5 top tips for building referral relationships. Number 1, attend in-person networking events. Even if you don't know a ton of people, you can get to know a lot of people in a professional business environment if you show up to in-person networking events. The number 1 benefit, of course, is going to be you're going to have 3 to 5 good conversations that will create connections with people in person, where you can collect 3 to 5 business cards where you can go home, keep those business cards. 1 week later, you can send them an email saying, thanks, it was great to meet you the other day at the networking event. Maybe connect with them on social media and keep in touch with them on a move forward basis, because if all you do is give them your card, they're likely going to lose your card, and the likelihood of you being front of mind to them is basically gone out the window. If you continue to go to networking events on a constant, regular basis, like the Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, maybe a BNI group, and you go to all of the big in-person networking events in your community, you're gonna build your online presence, or your personal brand, I should say, but you're doing it the old-fashioned way, the people that used to do it, the boots on the ground, pound the pavement type of method. And it's super powerful because you'll start going to these events, and eventually people will start coming up to you saying, hey, I've seen you at 6 or 8 of these different events, and I don't think we've officially met, but I feel like I already know you. My name is, what's your name? And that is a super huge benefit as well. Number 2, build a list of affiliates. Create this list with the intention of sending them business, but of course, everything does come full circle with this approach. You are, as a real estate agent, going to need a good lawyer, a good title person, a good home inspector, a good mortgage broker, a good insurance person, electrician, plumber, handyman, accountant, home builder, and the list goes on. If you build a list of these people, even if you don't know anybody in your community, you make these phone calls to these people and let them know that your intent is to create relationships with people that you can send your clients to. That is going to be a really great way to build a community around yourself of very good support people that you can use to support your clients when you get a new client. But when you reach out to people with that intent, as we all know, those relationships do come full circle. Even if not immediately right away, long term, they will continue to pay dividends as well. Number 3, volunteer at a local charity or at several local charities. Again, especially if you're new to town, or if you're new to real estate and you don't know a lot of people and you don't feel like you have a really strong credibility in the community just yet, when you show up to a charity function to volunteer your time, even if you don't have social capital, or even if you don't have a lot of money starting in real estate, when you show up to a charity event giving to a cause that you believe in of your time, you're going to meet people that do have money to give. People that have money generally show up to charity events because they find something that they believe in, and because they're doing well financially, they have time and they have money, so they're donating to a cause that they believe in. When you, as a new person, even if you don't have money, you're going to show up to these events and you're going to meet people that do, and because you both have a mutual connection and you both believe in a similar cause, you're going to be meeting these people at a level playing field, and you're going to be meeting them with a very good first impression, rather than meeting somebody, let's say, that knows you as the old you from your previous job. And what you can do is you could volunteer to be on some of these committees with these nonprofit groups, and you could actually offer to help do ticket sales for their next charity function. And so what you're essentially doing there is you are now creating new relationships with people that are in the sphere of influence of this certain charity organization, charity group. And so what you'll do is you'll phone on the people that came to last year's gala, as an example, and you'll say, hey, it's Chris Molinar calling with eXp Realty. I'm calling on behalf of XYZ charity, and I'm just calling because you came to the gala last year. I just wanted to phone and see if you were coming to the gala this year. And so that once you've called through that entire list, even though you don't have a sphere of influence yet, you can call through that charity organization's sphere of influence to invite them to the gala. And then when people show up, you're going to be at the ticket booth and people will say, oh, hey, you must be Chris, because you have a name tag on and you're there at the ticket booth, and you're creating so many more in-person relationships with these people. And if you remember these people's names, you remember these people's faces, you can then, after created a connection, a relationship with them at this event, of course, you could follow follow up and follow through to create online connections with them as well. Always make sure the people that you meet in person, you follow up with an online. Switch from online to offline strategies. If you meet them online, make sure that you connect with them offline. Is this making sense to you so far? Comment yes below in the comments if you're still on board. And because you both have a mutual connection and you both believe in a similar cause, you're going to be meeting these people at a level playing field, and you're going to be meeting them with a very good first impression rather than meeting somebody, let's say, that knows you as the old you from your previous job. Number 4, identify who you're already doing business with. Even if you're brand new to town, you're still gonna have a grocery store clerk, a gas station attendee, a dry cleaner, a banker, a car salesperson, a landlord, etc. And what I recommend you do with these groups of people is you see them on a regular basis. They already recognize your face. You already recognize their face. Try to find a way to get to know these people. Ask them a few more questions when you see them at work, and then go as far as to buy some donuts or buy some cookies or buy something to drop off at their workplace and say, thank you for your service, for helping me with whatever service it is. I just wanted to say thank you by dropping off this small gift. Just remind them, of course, as well, that you're in real estate and that you can help them if they ever know of anybody that might need your help. And what you're doing is you're tapping into that person's sphere of influence at work, because what they're going to say is, hey, who dropped off the donuts? And they're going to say, Chris Molinar. He comes here all the time. He's a real estate guy. They're going to say, oh, that Chris guy's a really nice guy. And then they'll forget about you, but you will conveniently be there either the following month or maybe 3 months later to do the same thing. And what you're doing is you're establishing relationships with the idea of giving first to these people. And what will happen is, I've personally seen several real estate transactions come from that idea alone. And this could apply to you if you are new to the business, or go ahead and choose your top 5 or top 10 friends that are professionals or business owners and apply this strategy if you already know people that are in these types of work environments. And number 5 is social media. Now, I don't mean social media in terms of connecting with people that you do know. Here I'm specifically talking about connecting with people that you don't know. Now, of course, as you know, you could join a gym, you could go do yoga, you could join a sports team, you could join a canoeing group or a running group or a chess club, whatever it may be. But you could also find Facebook groups specific to almost any type of interest that you personally have, and you could start creating conversations and engaging in the posts within this particular group with similar interests of people that are just like you, and you can start creating conversations through Messenger. And again, once you do this, make sure that you're taking an online conversation and turning it into an offline conversation to really secure that relationship. So as an example, if you have somebody that you're connecting with on social media, and they might even think of you as the friendly real estate agent that keeps in touch with them, even considering you've branded yourself to that person, but if they need to pick up the phone, call somebody to list their house, if you haven't connected with them for a coffee meeting, or if you haven't connected with them for a short 15 to 20 minute call to get to know them a little bit better, taking it from online to offline, then you haven't really moved that relationship to the point where you can be the first point of contact for them. Always make sure that you have multiple different methods of contact to keep in touch with people to strengthen those relationships. Keep in mind too, this particular strategy could also apply to farming specific neighborhoods. On a similar note, go to a Facebook group for a specific community, be it in the neighborhood that you live in, volunteer to be a part of the community association. If you really want to spend money on advertising, you could do a few benches in your neighborhood, or you could also, for free, you could door knock the neighborhood and leave your business card behind, or leave a flyer behind and say, I'm the local neighborhood real estate agent, and on the list goes. But creating that community and farming that neighborhood so that when somebody asks for a real estate agent in that Facebook community group, you can say, hey, Chris Molinar is the guy in Willow Grove neighborhood, as an example, because he's very active in the community. And hey, if you want, I can send you my top 10 list of additional ways that you can add to your network and your sphere of influence. Send me an email at questionsformolinar@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to send that over to you. So if you like this video, you're gonna apply these strategies to your business, and you'll likely be looking for more. And if that's the case, feel free to check out other content here on my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.